dead. Media proudly presents...
So, as you can see, my space that is planned for recording has a few things going on at the moment. Hopefully by next video it won't, and it'll be usable. Hey everybody, Media here. Long time no see. Shut up. Alright, yeah, between procrastination, various life changes, and anxiety, I haven't done anything new in quite some time now. But here we are. New video, new topic, and I'm medicated now, so let's fucking do this. I've had this idea, this plan for a while now. Probably as long as I've been making videos, maybe longer. Because, as stated in that one, I think the Academy is awarding the wrong movies. Now, I long suspected there was a reason for it, but I never knew what it was, and I never looked into it. Then, a channel I follow, Bullets and Blockbusters, recently covered the topic pretty effectively and succinctly. That's this one. I'll link it below for you guys. So, what is this video? I've been beating around the bush a bit. Sorry about that. Now, my channel's been around for about a year now, and I've been making videos for 4? And in that much time, my wife and I decided to do something that it took the Academy 97 fucking years to make sure its members were doing. Watch every nominee. The whole plan here is that we're going to look at each one and say which one we think should win the award and which one we think the Academy's going to pick.
I just want you to know this was a huge pain in the ass.
Now, there are a few categories that I really don't watch most of the time because I just don't enjoy them. However, the international features crossed over pretty heavily into other categories this year, so I was going to be watching most of them anyway. My wife loves documentaries though, so I don't need to do them. She'll do the 2 documentary categories and I'll watch the rest. That seemed far more doable this year with only 50 films across each category. And also, just to do a shout out here, the kind people over at r/Oscars Death Race were really instrumental in helping me get hold of some of the films that I needed to watch for this. So, thank you everybody over there. You're all gold. So, I just watched Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro one from Netflix that's up for 9 awards. So let's try and cover all of them. It's up for Best Picture. Now, I'm going to grant I haven't watched any of the other 9 on that list. But it's good. It's good. I don't know if it's going to be Best Picture, because, there's not really a whole lot different you can do with Frankenstein, honestly. It was good. It was very good adaptation and everything. But it's not exactly like it's all that different from the Kenneth Branagh, you know? So, Best Picture, I don't know about that. Best Adapted Screenplay, again, I haven't watched any of the rest of them yet. But this one, it doesn't stray, again, too very far from the Kenneth Branagh from the 90s. For Best Supporting Actor, yes, I figure that it's actually got a good chance on that one, because Jacob Elordi, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he did a really good job playing the creature. He definitely did an admirable job, definitely one of the better versions of the creature that we've ever seen. Cinematography, it was all shot very well. Everything was framed well. It looked really nice. It looked like it was well shot. There was nothing out of focus, no overly quick cuts or anything like that, but I guess that would be editing. It's cinematography, it's fine. Again, it's up against a few other steep choices that we'll see on that one. Costume design, the costumes are good. The costumes are great. The costumes are basically the same as most other versions of Frankenstein. So, do with that what you will. I feel like I'm going to need to see something a little different from stuff to be able to qualify a costume design winner. Makeup and hairstyling. Now, Lordy's makeup and his hairstyling, they're good. They're they're probably one of the better presentations, one of the more unique presentations of the creature that we've seen in any version of Frankenstein to date. So, honestly, it's got a good chance on makeup and hairstyling, because also, like, hairstyles and everything of the other characters in the movie are all good as well. I mean, when you got Christoph Waltz without his wig on and everything, that's it. It works. It's good. And like with that, it's beating out Ugly Stepsister, because with Ugly Stepsister we had one character's makeup and hairstyling involved. Original score. I mean, it's a good score. It is. Honestly, your best score is one that you like. You'd notice it if it was missing, but you don't really notice it when it's playing, because it's just supposed to be. It's supposed to invoke feelings for you. And it does that. It does exactly that. Production design. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie. Probably pronounced that wrong. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie. His movies always look good. Creature effects are great. His sets are good. I mean, they look like, in this case, it kind of looks more like a... It looks like it would be comfortable in the same space as the set from Labyrinth, if that makes sense. So, you know, it is good production design. Everything looks appropriate for the time period they're trying to convey. Now, best sound. See, that one, I'm really not seeing that one. Because there was one moment for sure of really distracting ADR for me. Like, there's a moment where Victor is... can't remember who he's talking to, but he turns away for a second, and it's very obvious that his voice for that moment was dubbed in after. It doesn't fit. It's not like a Madame Web distraction or something, but it doesn't fit. So I think that covers all of the awards that it's up for. Then we'll have to see what any of the rest of them do in their respective categories. So I watched One Battle After Another, which is up for 13 awards. It's up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor twice, Best Casting, Best Cinematography, Best Editing, Best Original Score, Best Production Design, Best Sound. That's everything it's up for. It's another one of those ones. This year we've got a lot that are hitting a lot. So, as for Best Picture, I'm going to say the same thing I always do. I haven't watched the rest yet. I've still got 3 contenders left to watch yet. As for Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson's, he's hit and miss for me. I've seen only like 2 of his other movies, but like I really enjoyed There Will Be Blood, but I hated Boogie Nights. I'm glad that this one leans a little more towards the former than the latter, but you know, so you know, he's good. He's a good option here. Best Adapted Screenplay, again, I didn't read the book, but it was good. It was an enjoyable movie, if a little overlong. Best Actor, Leonardo DiCaprio is up for this one, and he did great. He did a great job in this role. It's a little out of his normal wheelhouse, but it was a good one. He was enjoyable in this role. Best Supporting Actor, this one's up twice for that, for Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn. Now, to me, out of the 2, Sean Penn was the better performance. He was a much more interesting character than Del Toro. Benicio del Toro, I never really get much different from him, you know? I mean, he's a fine actor, but I never really get much different from him. Best Casting, I couldn't really see anybody else in this. So, I guess the casting is good. I missed Best Supporting Actress for Tiana Taylor. Now, she's fine. She's fine, but thing is, her character disappears within the first, half hour. She's just fucking gone from the movie. And there's much better supporting actress performances in this movie. So, I don't think Tiana Taylor's it. Best Cinematography? Okay, so there was some really, really good shots that, I really liked towards the end when Willa is being chased by the Christmas adventurer dude, and you get a shot on the front of the car following the roads. And honestly, it's a great shot. They do it 3 times, but it's a great shot. I don't think it would work without the cameras we've got today, because, previously it would just be, road effect. But now it's, you could see yourself on that road. For film editing, again, I think I've said this before, the better the editing, the less you notice, right? So, I mean, it makes sense. There's nothing that's, Transformers-y or like a Marvel fight. As much as I love the Marvel movies, I do have to agree that the fights are cut to shit. Best Original Score. It was good. A little overly loud in a couple of places, but it was good. Best Production Design. All of the sets, they make sense. Everything about the movie, it looks right. It makes sense. The production design, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks good. Best Sound. Like I said a second ago, the score is overly loud at points. I mean, there's also there's gunfire, there's explosions, all of it sounds like it really should, and it all lines up like it really should. There's no weird ADR shit. The score is overly loud, though, in a couple of places. So, don't know about that one. Anyway, overall, decent movie. So, I mean, right now, I guess for the ones I've seen, Paul Thomas Anderson's 2 for 3. I watched Sentimental Value. It's up for 9. It's up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress twice, Best Editing, Best International Feature. That's it. Those are the ones that it's up for. As far as Best Picture, I'm going to say what I always say. I've still got others to watch. I've still got 2 more. Nearly done, guys. Nearly done. As far as Best Director, I don't know a lot of Joachim Trier's work. But this was a good one. It's slow. Very slow. Definitely slow burn type of thing. And if you're not into heavy familial drama movies, this isn't going to be for you. As for Best Original Screenplay, like I said, if you're not into heavy familial drama movies, this isn't going to be for you. If you have trouble in your family life, this could be hard. As for Best Supporting Actor, Stellan Skarsgård. I always like Stellan Skarsgård. I always think he's a good actor. But, he did really well here. You could see everything in his performance that you needed to see. Everything was there on display that was supposed to be there for that character. For Best Actress, Renate Reinsve. She was good as the daughter that didn't. She's angry with her father. She doesn't want to support his work. She doesn't, because he never supports her. She doesn't want to actually make it possible for his work to happen. She's supposed to be his lead actress, but she turns him down flat. For Best Supporting Actress, we've got 2 nominees here in Elle Fanning and Inga Ipsdotter Lilios. Both of them do a great job. Elle Fanning as the actress who's figuring out that she's not his first choice, and that he's trying to mold her into his first choice, but it's just not going to happen. She's not right for the role. He's compromising way too much on the end result. And Inga Ibsdottir Lilios does a good job as the daughter who's trying to hold it all together, trying to play peacemaker. She's trying to be supportive of him to an extent, but understanding of her sister as well, until finally she blows up and tells him exactly how it is, that he was 100% there for her when she was in one of his movies, when she was his actress, but as soon as cameras stopped rolling, she didn't exist anymore. As for best film editing, there were some really good moments. There's a shot. It's very artsy fartsy, but there's a shot that's with them in shadow, and you've got the light moving around Stellan Skarsgård's head, but as it moves around, it transitions into Renate Reinsve, and then into Inga Ibsdottir Lilios, and so on and so forth. It continues around and around for a minute or so there. Then on top of that, you also have there's a shot at the end that he had described earlier in the film for what he wanted in his film, of doing a one-shot ending for it. And we see the entire one shot, which one-shots are never, you don't see it, because it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things you can, because there's so many things that can go wrong. For Best International Feature, it was very good. I've still got one more to watch in that category, but it's got some stiff competition there. So overall, it's a good one, worth some of the attention it's getting. But we'll see how it compares to everything else, like with any other ones I've talked about. First of all, let's do a quick shout out to thegoldknight.com, because they made a ballot for the awards that otherwise it would be very difficult for me to keep track of what's up for what. And in a movie, like for example, the movie that I watched tonight is Sinners. Sinners, there are 24 possible awards in the Oscars. There are 17 that it is eligible to be up for. It's up for 16 of those 17. How the hell I would have kept track of that, I have no idea. But let's get through this. So for Best Visual Effects, it's up against Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, and The Lost Bus. Now, I have to rewatch Avatar, and I haven't watched the other three. But the effects on this, they were good. They were good effects. Nothing looked iffy. Blood effects were a little bit on the campier side, more, 1980s than they were current. But, acceptable, especially for the amount of blood that was being used. It's not exactly like you can use that amount and not have some kind of a situation. I mean, I watched Iron Lung last week, and they had some situations with that. Best sound. All of the sound mixing made sense. There was no bad ADR, nothing like that. It all seems to, it all flows properly. All of the sounds, nothing took me out of it with sound. So, it's good there. Best production design. I absolutely 100% bought into that town. That entire little area. All of it was very believable. The whole thing, everything looked legitimate, like it belonged there and belonged in that time. For Best Original Song, the song is I Lied to You. And it's a good song, it's a good showcase of the movie, and definitely it gives some chances to a few of the other awards, which we'll get to, because the half the premise of the movie is that the right musician and the right song can transcend time, basically. As well as drawing in the darkness. But with it, with it transcending time, that whole sequence has a bunch of people from various different time periods showing up, all future, past, everything. there's not a whole lot to the song itself. There are other songs in the movie that are good, but the problem is that half of them aren't original, so I see why they were pushing for that one for the original song. I don't know if it's the best. I've still got 3 others to watch on that one. We'll see how that one is. For best original score, absolutely. I love the score on this one. Everything, it worked for the time period they were doing. And it was kind of a western, kind of bluesy western thing, which I dig it. It worked. It worked for that. It worked for that movie. Best makeup and hairstyling, definitely it's up there. I would say it definitely beats out Ugly Stepsister for that one, and it might beat out Frankenstein. There was a few gnarly moments. Actually, speaking of gnarly moments, there's one near the end that definitely should fit into the visual effects category. I won't spoil that one for you if you haven't seen it. But it's how one of the lead villains is taken down. Best film editing. Okay, so half of this movie, more than half of this movie, involves Michael B. Jordan playing twin brothers. And, it'd be simple enough trick to have the brothers both be on screen. People have been doing it forever. It's, just split screen compositing and all of that sort of thing. I could do it. But here's the trick. They passed stuff to each other. And I'm not talking, have one with a stand-in with his back to him and everything. They passed stuff to each other. Yeah, there probably was a stand-in involved there to be able to, but the editing still was impressive on that one. Plus, also, the movie regularly shifts aspect ratios between full screen and widescreen, which, not 100% sure on the reasoning for that, but it didn't distract. At least not too often, at least not till we were aware of it. Next one is best costume design. So the costumes, it's period piece stuff, but period piece, normally you only have to deal with one time period. So I gotta give credit to Ruth E. Carter for doing multiple time periods. Even in just one musical sequence, there's got to be at least 8 or 9 different time periods represented from at least 2 different cultures. So the costume design does work here. There's also a later scene that takes place 60 years after most of the movie. Costume design is different for that too. So I do have to give her some credit on the costume design for this movie. Cinematography. There's one very notable tracking shot near the beginning of the movie that follows Lily Chow out the front door of her store, across the street to another place to get her mom, Grace. And Lily takes over the counter there, and Grace goes back to the store, and the tracking shot follows Lily all the way there and then follows Grace all the way back. It's one uninterrupted shot, and it's always impressive when somebody manages to pull something like that off. So cinematography, everything's shot the way it really should be. None of it stands out as being awkward, Casting, for best casting, Michael B. Jordan does a great job in both Smoke and Stack, or Elijah and Elias. All of everybody does a great job. I can't really picture anybody else taking any of these roles. Best Supporting Actress, Wunmi Mosaku. I believe that was Annie. Wunmi Mosaku does wonderfully in this. She kind of becomes the heart of the movie. And it's she does great. She keeps Smoke in line, and she's definitely good. I think she's definitely better than Amy Madigan. She's higher on my list right now for the Best Supporting Actress. Best Supporting Actor, we've got Delroy Lindo. He did good as Delta Slim. Delta Slim was an interesting and entertaining kind of character. Was he better than Jacob Elordi's creature from Frankenstein? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Elordi did better on that one. I think he's my current leader for supporting actor. Best actor, Michael B. Jordan. Smoke and Stack, Elijah and Elias. They are distinct characters. They are distinct. There is no... And neither of them's like any of the other character he's really played. They're nothing like Adonis Creed. They're nothing like Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan did great with this movie. Best original screenplay. Okay. It's mostly original. In, the way it's set and everything like that. But here's a bit of a spoiler for you. When you get towards the end of the movie, if you're going into this not knowing it's a vampire movie, by the way, it's a vampire movie. When you get towards the end of it and it turns into the vampire movie, it's a vampire movie in a big bar. It's From Dusk Till Dawn. You even have two brothers, one of them dies. Sorry, again, spoilers. It's From Dusk Till Dawn. At least when it gets to that point. Best director, Ryan Coogler he's wonderful. I have yet to see anything of his that I didn't enjoy. Ryan Coogler is great, and he did great here, but I've got 4 other nominees to watch yet. For Best Picture, I don't know. Right now, so far, I've watched 2 of the nominees for Best Picture. I've watched Frankenstein and I've watched Sinners. Frankenstein wasn't original enough. It's basically the same story. Sinners is more original and definitely a good story. It had my wife and I's attention. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I've got 8 more nominees to watch in that category. So yeah. These are my picks for who should and will win for Best Supporting Actor. So I think Sean Penn absolutely should win for One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another is up twice on this award, for him and for Benicio del Toro. But I don't think Benicio really did that much in that one. He's fine. He's Benicio del Toro. But I don't think he was the best in that situation. And I really do think that Sean Penn did better than Jacob Elordi or Delroy Lindo or Stellan Skarsgård. Skarsgård was good in Sentimental Value. Elordi was good in Frankenstein. Lindo was good in Sinners. Sean Penn was great. So that's my choice. But I think, and honestly, actually, I really don't see the Academy straying from that decision either. Because out of all of the actors in this category, Penn was the best. Penn was great in that role. I don't see another option here.